We got a tweet from this Salmon account from just the other day here, getting 1.5 million Twitter views about Cecefps, the team leader in the Deadpool Creator Cup tournament for the team that Kingsman was a part of, as well as, of course, Luciasa and Zaza. I can't help but laugh. I'm sorry. I've had so many people in Rivals like just making Zaza jokes. It's just all like, I just had like a flashback to that from last night. But anyways, continuing. The tweet says, "There is no shot she had the balls to come back online. I hope the chat fries her." Well, she indeed came back online, live streaming on Twitch the other day. And there wasn't too much notable stuff regarding the Kingsman situation, but there was two things that she apparently said. One was blaming the backlash on misinformation, and two, blaming the backlash that she was getting on it being a quote-unquote slow or dry drama week. I think that's what people said that she said. I don't have the clip, unfortunately. It's a very quick thing, and there's no VOD. You know, she's taking the VODs down, apparently. But yeah, blaming the backlash on misinformation and it just being a slow drama week. And it's like, well, no, that's not why you got so much backlash. Come on, that is a lot of cope. That is immense cope. You got backlash for what you did. It had nothing to do with it allegedly being a slow or dry drama week. Cece, nice try. We've also got some updates in this video to go over regarding AshlynnFPS and some other streamer, Sen Aramori or something like that, Aramori, who was defending Ashlynn, then got backlash, ended up deleting her tweet, and then posting a bunch of other nonsense as well. So we'll talk about that. Also got a very interesting update from Basim, the host of the Deadpool Creator Cup tournament, who actually left a few comments on one of my videos covering the situation. So we'll be talking about that too. We have one more quick update about Cecefps here though. Over on Twitter, we can see that Cece's official Twitter account has since entered protected mode. The entire account is locked down. People weren't buying the apologies, and so instead now just hiding everything, just locking everything down. Cece is not the only one. We've also got AshlynnFPS here. You can see Ashlynn's account also fully locked down into protected mode. This one's pretty funny. I don't know if you guys remember this. Let me give a quick refresher. Ashlynn had made a few tweets really trying to come off as unbiased and neutral as possible, which was hilarious because there was a clear bias towards trying to defend Cece and Luciasa and let's just say like the Mean Girl Club, right? Which would of course be Cece, Luciasa, and Zaza. And then throw Ashlynn in there as well. And some of these other like rival streamers that are a part of it. Apparently they're in like a Discord server, and as mentioned, they just act like the Mean Girl Club in there or whatever. But this is to say that Ashlynn made a few statements trying to seem unbiased, but clearly trying to also sway public opinion against Kingsman in a very like deceptive way. This didn't go well. People saw right through it, called Ashlynn out. And then to make it worse for Ashlynn, there was also a leaker in the Discord server that posted screenshots of Ashlynn in that Discord server, clearly siding with Cece and trying to defend Cece. So everyone was pointing that out too, showing that Ashlynn was indeed just trying to be manipulative. Ashlynn then attempted to make some sort of non-apology and was very like sarcastic and smug about it all, saying something like, "Okay, fine, Cece's bad, Kingsman's good," you know, like just really, really petty response. And so ultimately, you know, Ashlynn gets more and more backlash for just acting like this, and now the entire account's in protected mode, as you can see. Keep all that in mind. We're going to return to the Ashlynn stuff. But before we get too far into that, and this other Aramori person, or whatever her name is, who tried to defend Ashlynn and then looked terrible, and then made like a literal wall of text trying to apologize for it. It's just a whole weird thing, obviously. A lot of weird stuff going on with this whole situation from these people. Recurring theme from these people. But really quick, as mentioned, I want to talk about the Basim stuff instead of burying the lead on that at the end of the video. So on my video titled "Now Cece is Deleting Evidence, but She Got Caught" from 5 days ago, I recently noticed a few comments that looked to be from the official Basim account right here on YouTube. Here's what they say. The first one there at the top reads, "Kingsman DMs me and says that he's about to tweet something out that can clear my name a bit." And then in the second comment, he says, "I understand people are going to be late finding out stuff on the internet. All my VODs have been up. A lot of the lies in this video have been debunked. Me and Kingsman are cool, and we've been talking every day. I've been taking accountability for 6 days. For example, the green light thing was a lie. Eventually the truth will come out. I know what I messed up on." And so when I first saw these comments, I was skeptical that it was really Basim. But again, I clicked his account, and it does seem to be his official YouTube account. The next thing I want to point out is where he says lies in the video. The first time I read that, I was like, wait a second, is this guy calling me a liar? I'm like, dude, I'm just talking about what was put out there by other people. It turns out, though, as I continued reading the comment and he posted that example of the green light thing, which is a reference to something Cece said, I came to the conclusion that when he's talking about lies in the video, he's talking about lies in the clips that I included. For example, the Cece clip about the green light thing, which for context, let's play that really quick so you can see what he's talking about.
That 20 minutes before I got kicked, Cece said she had to go do something real quick. And that's it.
And yes, although Basim is the one who made the final decision, Cece is the one who signed off on it. She literally said it in her own stream right here.
Where he's just like demoralizing my whole team, bro. Like, no, to the point where no one even wanted to play with him. That's kind of what it felt like, bro. Like, when Basim asked me, he was like, do you think this is alright? Like, is this true? I'm gonna do this? Like, you can greenlight it. And I'm being honest, guys, I greenlit it because my team didn't, like, I had 3 people on my team that just did.
If Basim really came to you, why don't you tell me something about it? Because every time I make a suggestion, your only response to me is to tell me to shut the f up. Then of course we're not going to have a positive team experience.
And all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, I'm kicked from the tournament, no warning, nothing.
With that context, once again, yeah, it sounds like Basim is saying that the whole green light thing that Cece was talking about there was actually a lie. But he did also mention something about Kingsman apparently saying that he's going to tweet something out that can clear Basim's name. I don't think that ever happened, though. The only tweets on Kingsman's account is still these from back on January 21st, which is before Basim left that comment on my channel, as my video that Basim left those comments on came out on January 23rd. And again, Kingsman's only tweets there predate that by a few days, only being on January 21st and being about the Cece files. So that can't be what Basim was referring to, right? He's making it sound like there were supposed to be new tweets that would have came out after my video, so after January 23rd at some point, and that doesn't seem to have ever happened. Now, I don't know if Basim's lying or if he was telling the truth and Kingsman just never did this for whatever reason. Who knows what could have happened there? I have no idea. I'm just sharing you the information that I saw posted. And lastly, Basim's comment did, of course, also claim that he and Kingsman have been talking every day and that they're cool now. So, make of all this what you will. All right, let's return to the AshlynnFPS stuff. I mentioned there was more to all that. So, before Ashlynn privated her entire account, went into protected mode, Ashlynn had actually posted this damage control tweet. It didn't really go so well. So, this, of course, just to be sure we're on the same page, came after Ashlynn got exposed for the Discord leak, exposed for being very biased, even when she was trying to seem like that wasn't the case, right? So that all happens, and then Ashlynn posts this. Hi, I want to clarify I had no participation in the tournament. I have no horse in this race. I simply saw some people I have played with in the past in a stressful situation and wanted to support them. I definitely jumped to conclusions, too, and I take responsibility for my actions. My initial responses and reactions were poorly thought out, but coming from a place of support. What I've learned is I need to wait until I see the entire context before I give input. I need to hold the right people properly accountable, and I didn't do that this time. I need to start taking things more seriously and be more tactful with my response in the future. This is my learning experience. I will try my best to do better going forward. Oh my gosh, what? It's just so weird because Ashlynn wasn't even involved in any of this directly. Ashlynn chose to get involved, like seemingly first, from what I've seen, on the Discord server. I said that clunkily, my bad. But it's like, in my mind, I'm piecing this all together right now, and this stuff looks so weird, right? So, Ashlynn's in that Discord server, clearly defending Cece, and then, like, makes the really, really deceptive, manipulative statement, trying to get people to move on from the situation, and saying that everyone's the problem, including Kingsman, when it was like, no, clearly, Kingsman wasn't the problem here. It was Cece and that group. Cece, Zaza, Luciasa. So that was nonsensical. Then Ashlynn gets backlash for that. And then, like, doubles down in a way. Gets more backlash. And then ultimately posts this statement that I just read. And it's like, what do you mean? You simply saw some people you played with in the past in a stressful situation and wanted to support them. You didn't do that, though. You were clearly trying to throw Kingsman under the bus and only supporting certain people in the situation and saying you have no horse in this race. That's true to an extent because, yeah, Ashlynn wasn't a part of the tournament, but based off the Discord leaks, it looks like Ashlynn's horse in the race, so to speak, was trying to get clout with the Mean Girl Club. And then, hey, they don't have that much clout anymore because they all just got exposed for being toxic, to say the least. And then after that happens, oh, I have no horse in this race, guys. I don't know. This is such a weird thing. Like, Ashlynn, as mentioned, didn't need to be involved in this at all. What a waste. Why even interject yourself like this? And so, Ashlynn also gets community noted here. Reads, even now, after knowing all the context, OP Ashlynn is not calling out Cece and her bully friends for their actions, which is indicating that this is a fake apology. OP had openly sided with Cece and mocked Kingsman. OP admitted to using the controversy to milk engagement and revenue. Yeah, that's pretty much a get wrecked situation. Like, I really am not trying to be too rude, but like, Ashlynn, come on. It would be nice if there was like sincerely some character development here, but that's not the vibe I get at all. And then protecting the whole account after, you know. Oh my gosh. What? By the way, quick side note. What's with that? We've seen that pretty much every person in the situation except Kingsman makes some nonsensical damage control statement and locks the comments instantly. And then take it further, now they're also just locking down their entire accounts. And then that's right, there was also that rival streamer, that woman who called me out on her Twitter account because she was mad at my video title. And she's one of the more like viewed female rival streamers. She calls my video title out, gets mad at that, makes a terrible point, but asks a question and locks the responses so no one can even respond to the question, clearly also indicating bad faith. And that's another example of like just locking the comments instantly. And then when I respond via quote tweet, then she deletes the whole thing. It's just so much unhinged behavior from this group. Oh, great. There's more. I forgot about this one. Ashlynn then added this. Hi again. I'm going to be stepping away from Twitter. Excuse me. Oh, man. I got to read this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be stepping away from Twitter for a while. I believe the only way to genuinely become a better person is through actions and self-reflection. This will be my main focus. My anger is healthy. No, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm a flawed individual. That was a Mantis quote, by the way, for the people that don't play Rivals. Explain the joke ruins it, but like not all my viewers play Rivals, so I had to explain it. Anyways, I'm a flawed individual, Ashlynn says, who has made many mistakes, and I'm truly sorry to those who I've hurt in the past and present. If I've hurt you and you'd like to talk privately, please reach out to me. I want to do better, and I fully intend to show it through my actions. And so then lastly, we have this person, Sen Aramori, who claims to be a pro strategist player, 10 times Marvel Rivals tournament winner. And this whole situation, similarly to Ashlynn, didn't involve Sen, but Sen decided to get involved. And it didn't go well. This next part gets a little bit confusing, so if you're confused, don't worry. It is a bit confusing putting this all together. It begins with Sen trying to defend Ashlynn in a tweet that Sen deleted after getting backlash. This one right here that says this post is unavailable. But you can see this user who got 5,500 likes called Sen out. You can see the remainder of the link right there. And they say to Sen, who was defending Ashlynn, your friend Ashlynn that publicly raves about you literally said she's pulling a PR stunt. She's been nasty to people in the past, lying, defaming, and all that just to get attention. There is a time when you should defend your friends and a time where you should say, yeah, you messed up. And then another user chimes in saying that Sen has now deleted that tweet and is trying to backtrack everything, saying that community notes shouldn't count. Oh, that's great, huh? Great take. Oh, those community notes are a problem. How dare you post facts and evidence? We can't have that. When there is proof showing why the post got community noted. She wrote a book for an apology. There is more paragraphs, sadly. And yeah, the order of events is like this, just to recap really quick. Ashlynn makes a bunch of tweets, gets a bunch of backlash. For whatever reason, Sen Aramori decides to interject herself into the situation, trying to defend Ashlynn. That doesn't go well. Ashlynn deletes the tweet. Excuse me. Ashlynn did delete tweets, but I meant to say Sen deletes the tweet defending Ashlynn and then writes a 10-paragraph apology post. Here's the post. You can see how long this is. It is a literal wall of text. One big point of contention in her apology post is, as mentioned, the part where she says, quote, "I just didn't think it's fair that community notes should tell the reader that this post for sure is fake and bad," unquote. This user saying, "The notes were saying that because they have proof of it being fake and bad." Sen Aramori says, "Fair. I think at the end of the day, I'm just some lady who plays games. I like to speak on things I'm educated on and feel passionately about. But when it comes to drama like this, I feel uninformed and out of my depth." Why did you even get involved? This is similar to Ashlyn. It's like, what? These people weren't even involved. They decided to get involved, get backlash, then play victim. The responses have a lot of people calling Sen out for, as mentioned, getting mad at community notes. And other people also saying stuff like, if you're going to weigh into drama in the Rivals community, don't have double standards, call stuff out equally. And that's specifically about something she did to a rival streamer called Necros, who's one of the top streamers. Similarly, this one saying, I mean, you called out Necros about the joke and tell people how to feel, so what's your point, hypocrite? The context to that is about a month ago, Necros got backlash for a Twitch title that he made. That was supposed to be a joke, as that person mentions. And Sen was very quick to call out Necros publicly on Twitter. And so, a lot of people viewed Sen as a hypocrite for calling Necros out essentially instantly. But in terms of this situation where women wronged Kingsman, she was radio silent, and even when she finally posted anything about it, was simply defending Ashlyn's take. And so, people were, as you can probably tell and see, making the point that it came off like Sen would defend women, but be very quick to hate on men. In particular as well, because we've seen Cece vocally posting numerous comments over the years about how much she hates men and finds them disgusting. So when Sen is getting involved and calling Necros out, who's a dude, really quick, but then not calling out what these women did to Kingsman, it painted a bad picture. It painted a pretty bad picture. And so that's what people are getting at when they're calling her a hypocrite and mentioning the Necros stuff. I'm not going to read Sen's entire wall of text. It would take like another 10 to 15 minutes just to read that. If you want to read the full thing, it's on her Twitter account, but I will read the last part. She says, "I'm glad Kingsman is getting the recognition he deserves. It's hard making it in the content creator world, and even being a rank 1 player guarantees you nothing. It makes me very happy to see a good player be valued in that way. Thank you for reading. Again, I apologize for my inaction. It won't happen again." And as always, of course, come to your own conclusion about that statement. And I'll leave it there. I kind of speed ran this last part because, again, there's some context missing, deleted tweet that I don't have the screenshot of that one, unfortunately, and a wall of text and everything. So, you know, tried to cover it while being thorough yet very brief, as much as I could at least. And that's really it. Let me know what you think about the whole situation from the beginning regarding the Cece updates, to the Basim updates, to the Ashlyn updates, and ultimately at the end here, the Sen Aramori updates too. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.